We got the aquaponics in, I think, like the second or third week in September. It was a project through Jump Street, the Wheelhouse Scientists in Residence program.
The light coming from the light array accelerates the growth of the plant. The height of the light and the bands of light, plants don't use every type of light coming from the sun. They only use certain bands. So what the students are going to help us learn in this system, and they're feeding their data to the systems being built in Africa and to the commercial systems that'll start to grow around here and other educational systems. How high to hang the light, how the plant behaves. Does the plant bolt to the light, stay skinny and grow tall? Does the plant stay shorter and bushier? Some plants you want to starve up top so they grow a more robust root system, and some you want to do just the opposite for food production. So the data here is going to make us all more efficient in this new science.
We were a pilot school. They were going to, I guess, originally do it at a university, and then I made some connections this summer and we decided to try the project here. I think we're the only school in our area that are doing the aquaponics right now.
We're here at Marshall, and we are here to learn about aquaponics. Did I say it right? Aquaponics? All right, excellent. Can you first introduce yourself, say who you are, and let's give me a basic understanding of what we're doing here. You want to start?
My name is Nisamat.
Wonderful. And you tell me about aquaponics.
The fish waste of the fish, they go to the bioreactor, the blue bin right there. And then the waste turns into nitrite.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And then it turns into nitrates.
Okay. So we've got waste turning into nitrates. Waste turning into nitrates. What are nitrates?
Nitrites are one of the things that are being turned in the bioreactor. In the bioreactor, the poop and pee, the waste of the fish, inside is ammonia, which is bad for fish and for people. And so when it goes into the bioreactor, there's two types of bacteria inside that break down that ammonia. The first type turns the ammonia into nitrite, and the second one turns the nitrite into nitrates, which plants love and need to grow.
Okay, so now I'm getting a sense of why we have plants and fish here. So how long have you been working on this project?
For a few months, maybe 2 to 3 months, about.
And what's the most interesting thing you think you've learned?
About how the system works, how it operates, how the fish help the plants and the plants help the fish.
The students have it's been wonderful. And what we've included, we're doing it 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, but we're also including some of the learning support students and emotional support students, because hands-on activities, I think, are better for all kids when they're learning. And disengagement starts in the middle school and really prevails in the high school. So if you can kind of get them something that they're interested in, we're hoping that this is going to open the door for some of them. And it's not just about the science, that it's branding, it's creating product, it's doing the marketing, logos, different things like that. So the kids have really been excited about it. We're calling ours School to Table, and we did find a couple restaurants that are interested in buying our herbs and our fish. And we had an event at Harvest Seasonal Grill last week. And the students, we were allowed to take 5 students, so they got to see the process in the kitchen, from the fish and the herbs coming from here to the kitchen, and then they helped to plate them, and they served. It was just a small number of people, but they helped to serve the guests.
There is a new restaurant that opened called Harvest Bar and Grill, and they took some of our chives and vegetables and all that stuff and created dishes, and they also took some of the tilapia, the big ones, and we cook them and eat them.
This is a prototype system for ones that they're going to be putting in Ghana and Kenya. So our kids are kind of the scientists that are collecting the data. And we're doing the troubleshooting here so that the kinks can be worked out, or most of them, before they actually install the systems in Ghana and Kenya.
How would you see applying this type of system out in the world? Do you have thoughts?
I think if we continue doing this, it'll go around the world, and people will start to use it.
And who invented this concept? Who came up with this? And how How widespread is it? You're doing it here. I've never seen it before. Is this becoming a more common practice? Does anyone know?
Some schools are starting to put it in, like this is our prototype. So for people in Kenya, we're going to build this system there. And so other schools, or middle schools, are starting to build aquaponics in this unit in their school.
Oh, that's great. So other schools are literally watching what you're doing here. Have you had conversations with students at other schools, or are you taking notes? How are you going to convey what you're learning here to other schools?
We need to explain it to different people, different classes around this school, some other people.
And so, we have a graphic. Can you explain this? Here, we'll show it.
In our class, we had to draw a diagram of the aquaponics, and so I drew a diagram of it.
Okay, and what am I seeing? I see the system that we just saw. I see the fish. I see the bacteria. I see the plants growing. Then what?
Oh, and here's some like keywords that apply to the aquaponics as well.
Okay, great. And what is the aquaponics cycle?
It first starts out with the fish, and the fish, they leave ammonia waste. Then the ammonia turns into nitrates in the bioreactor, and then the nitrates turn into nitrates turn into nitrates. Then the nitrates go to the plants, and the plants clean the water, and it goes back to the tank.
Right. We hadn't quite finished the circle. We hadn't quite finished the circle because we hadn't gotten the clean water back to the fish to start, but I see it now. So the plants are literally filtering the water returns to the fish, and you've got a complete cycle. That's really incredible. What an experience.
I think it was something that was really important for our students to be a part of, and they were a part of the build, putting it together from the beginning. And I know our district is moving towards pathways, career pathways, and with ag tech and aquaponics, we thought that this would be a great way to introduce some of the middle school students, to give them a taste, to see if it was something that they wanted to pursue while they were in high school.
How was your experience as mentoring?
Well, it was fun because I hope that once we move on to SciTech, right, I hope that eventually we can pass this on to you guys and eventually to all the kids who come next time to math science. And for us, when we move on, we hope that we can move our mentorship to SciTech, where other students will have the same experience and interaction with the fish like we did. So it's good to be mentors, and we definitely want people to understand how plants and fish work symbiotically together to produce healthy vegetables for the community.
What did teaching us about aquaponics, what did you learn?
I learned that that it's good to put faith in the students, it's trial and error, and I'm really pleased with the way my 8th graders stepped up to mentor the 5th and the 6th graders. I learned that it's providing more opportunities for us, and one of the things we are experimenting with, hopefully after the first of the year, is we learned that koi can live with tilapia, and that garden centers will pay between $400 and $800 for a full-grown koi, so that will help to bring some revenue in, at least to our school. We'd like it to come back to student accounts because budgets and everything's are crunched. Money is crunched, so we're hoping that could create some revenue that we can do some more STEM-related things in our school.